Juvenile child and addict through and through. I have not smoked this yet, but I want to check out today with something. This is nicotine. There's caffeine. There's all kinds of choices. There's the inner drugs. I don't know what comes first. I check out with the inner drugs, and I want to check out and continue the high with an external or an exogenous substance, or the exogenous substance kicks me into taking more hits of the inner drugs. Don't know. Chicken or the egg. But I haven't yet. And let's get to the reading, and maybe that's going to pass. Maybe that feeling will pass. So today's June 18th, where I am, China time. Here's our reading. June 18th, from Strengthening My Recovery. Newcomers. There is great joy awaiting you to watch a frightened or foggy newcomer attend his or her first meeting and watch that person open up. Big Red Book, page 293. When we arrived at our first ACA meeting, we weren't sure what to expect. Very nervously, we walked in and found a place to sit anyway. Some of what they read made no sense. Our minds went in and out of focus. The laundry list got our attention, and people's shares brought up a bundle of feelings. There were rules about sharing, and we were pretty nervous to make a mistake, so some of us didn't share. Silence felt safe and familiar. Some of us did share, either simply stating facts or like a gushing faucet, unable to turn off. Timidly, we wondered, could this be our answer? We attended more meetings. We got to know a few faces, and we learned their stories. We opened up slowly. Now and then, we chatted with members after the meeting or in between meetings by phone. Before we knew it, these people felt like family. We joined together and supported each other as we all recovered from our childhood effects. When newcomers walk in, perhaps looking dazed and afraid, we smile and welcome them while remembering we were once in their shoes. And here's our mantra. On this day, I will remember how I felt when I started ACA. I admire my courage and dedication, just as I do for everyone who walks in the door of my meeting. And that's copyright 2013 by Adult Children of Alcoholics and Dysfunctional Families World Service Organization. Summer of 2019 is when I was first introduced to ACA, the fellowship, the Big Red Book, the program, all of it. I was back in my hometown. My older brother had just recently gone no contact with me, my mother, and all of us. Everybody basically cut everybody off. And I was beside myself. I was blaming myself. I confused about what happened. I had no clue what the fuck was going on. I was just reeling. So I realized I had to do something, and it was about that time. I can't remember exactly right before or right around the time I was exposed to the program, but when I was exposed to the program, it knocked my socks off. It rocked my world, and I started abusing caffeine at that time. So I feel like it was the exposure to the program a little too fast, too much, too soon. I didn't have time to process it all, and so that led to abusing caffeine and trying to check out. So when I was dealing with some really hard, heavy emotions, then I checked out with caffeine, and then that ultimately led to a relapse in drinking booze, alcohol. At the end of that year of 2019, November of 2019, in China, in Chengdu, China. Now here I am again, dealing with some pretty hard, heavy emotions, feeling overwhelmed, not sure how to process it all, getting bombarded with too much stuff from all different sides. And of course, that leads me to want to not feel and do what? Check out. I've probably already checked out with the inner drugs. Now I want to keep going and keep that buzz going. I guess I'm crashing. I want to lift back up, soothe, calm, release dopamine, serotonin, whatever the hell it is, endorphins, feel good, instant gratification with substances. That's what drugs do. And I'm an addict through and through. What can I say? You know, they're like, what's your drug of choice? What have you got? What's there? What's available? My drug of choice is, what have you got? So I can check out with all different kinds of stuff, whether it's the inner drugs or negative thinking, nostalgic sadness. I'm addicted to certain kind of sadness, and this is just one of many types of ways to not feel my feelings, to numb out, to dissociate. I guess that's dissociation. So I'm just kind of trying to wait it out, but I recognize where I was so many years ago now. It feels like so many moons ago, where I was being introduced to this program, and feeling like I had to run, and I did, and now I feel the same way now. But fortunately, I have tools now that I can use, and you know what? I have to be gentle with myself. If I smoke a couple of cigarettes, it's not the end of the world. I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm not drinking caffeine. Couple cigarettes. All right. The critic will try to latch on and get me to believe things about myself that aren't true. So I have to talk to the critic, welcome the critic in, integrate the critic, thank him for protecting me, and ask him to kindly step aside. I have to let the loving parent come in. This is going to require a lot of prayer and a lot of help from a higher power. You know, so being gentle with myself, praying, reading the literature, making outreach calls. It talks about in this reading about people we connect with in between meetings, outside of the meetings. I have a couple of people I talk to on a regular basis, on a weekly basis, in the fellowship, and we talk about our feelings, where we are, what's going on. It's called an outreach call, with or without feedback. Wonderful, wonderful tool. That telephone, that 1,000-pound telephone. So yeah, I've got some anxiety going on. I can feel the bottled up excitement that I want to get buzzed. I want to check out. I want to get high off something. That's the addict in me, and I am. I'm going to embrace the addict today. Doesn't mean I'm going to act out, but I will embrace that. Yes, I'm an addict. And yes, these are things that still go through my mind. I'm not a saint. I'm not an angel. I don't have to even try to be. All I have to do is try to be in my body, breathe, get back into my body. I'm floating above, and I want to take more hits from the exogenous drugs, inner drugs, and I want to stay out of my body. But I can breathe to get back into my body, try to be present, try to ask, why am I trying? Why do I want to check out? What started it? And I'll have to reflect on that and get back to you. Because right now I don't exactly know what started it. Could have been something that happened a few days ago. Could be something I dreamt about. Um, but there's always a reason. And I have tools. I don't have to act out on the addictive self today. I don't have to act out on the addict. I don't have to act out with the addict, this false self. And I can be present, let the inner kid speak, let the loving parent soothe me, and talk to the critic. I have tools. So I thank you for letting me be with you today. And until next time, hey, hang in there one day at a time, and all the best.